Today, I want to talk about learning phrases and what we can take from them. Being a jazz clarinetist, I feel we've got so much wonderful stuff that was all recorded, and my favourite music's from New Orleans. So Sidney Bechet, Edmund Hall, George Lewis, Albert Nicholas, Albert Burbank, they all have their own individual thing going on, which is so important and it's very honest, and everyone should be trying to do that themselves, to have their own sound, their own thing. So you'll always be able to tell Edmund Hall from his tone, and he'll always have a phrase going. George Lewis. And of course, Barney Bigard, who has the most wonderful sound. And of course, little phrases. Now, one of Barney Bigard's wonderful little phrases that I love is when he gets to the 5 chord of a tune. And it's just a lovely little thing. And I remember taking that and putting it into my own playing. But I want to tell you, it's not just about taking the phrase and simply using it. It's what can you learn from learning that phrase? What more can you learn about it? People who are early on in learning jazz, a lot of people say to me, how do you go about constructing solos? How do you construct this? How do you do this? How do you come up with the ideas? Now, that's an incredibly complex question, which, to be honest, to think about it, it hurts my brain, but I will try and get across as best as I can. This little phrase by Barney Bigard. It's over the chord of C, concert C, R, D. So an arpeggio of D. When I started learning, I was learning off arpeggios. So if we were taking a tune like Lady Be Good in the key of F, R, G, I'd be going for soloing. So the melody. That's the melody. So I'd solo like 1, 2, 3. So that's what I would be doing. So when it came to the C or RD, I think in concert all the time, just to let you know, concert chords. So piano, what the piano's playing, what the guitar's playing, what the banjo's playing. I was told that from an early age, learn everything in concert because you're never going to be looking over B flat chords. You'll be looking over the piano player's chords. Anyway, when it comes to that chord, C, R, D, now I've learned this phrase. Now, the thing with that is it's got all sorts of notes that shouldn't be in the scale or in the arpeggio. So I go, hang on a minute, that means I can play those notes when that chord comes up. When piano player plays a big C, I can play any of those. So I'll give you an example. So Lady Be Good again. Wow, I would never have thought that could have been there. Or so it suddenly brings in a whole new dimension to your playing. And that's what I've learnt over the years from these little phrases, gone, oh my gosh, I can play that there. I can play this, because essentially he's playing a D flat over the C. So it means that when you're constructing melody, you can set your own melody. When you're constructing your own melodies that are going over, your improvisation. It's not just about going. Which is great to get you started, but eventually you want to be going. You want to be making these little melodies up. And that's what it's all about, and staying close to the melody. Talking of melody, Jerry Bergonzi, I've never had a lesson with him. He's a wonderful saxophone player, an educator, but a friend of mine had lessons with him. One thing he said was, melody trumps chord. And basically what he's saying is, wherever you are going on that melody, Don't start getting into thinking, oh, what chord is coming up? Is it flat, this, sharp, that, da 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 da. I have to confess, I'm not musically educated in that way. I'm musically educated in a different kind of way. But I hope what I'm saying makes a little bit of sense to you, and you can maybe take that phrase and stick it in somewhere. Happy playing, everybody.